I am preparing for the ABHA finals, which is my biggest event of the year, to be completely honest, barrel racing event anyway. And you guys seem to want to know what I'm feeding. I'm someone, I didn't grow up like feeding a lot of grains or things like that. We have really good roughage, but I just didn't know enough about like supplements and grains and things to warrant like spending bunches of money on different products. But these horses are under a lot of stress, plenty of work, and like my paint mare, or Pete's paint mare, she is a little bit more prone to like being highly strung. So I started on a course of Ulcer Shield last year, and she actually responded pretty well. So I gave her another course of this Ulcer Shield. But since she had a foal, she was a little bit like hormonal. She just wasn't quite right. She won't put on weight. She's not a big horse, but she doesn't hold weight very well and stresses a little bit. So I was already using copra from Stance. Here is just some copra in here that I have soaked, and then I just give some oat. And then because I kind of had pretty good results with like the copra, and I've used this Stance product before, this Clean Culture, and they look pretty good on it. So I eventually started talking to some people at Stance, and these are the products that I've started using and I will be using to really try and prep these horses for the ABHA final. For pretty much all of them, but especially for that paint mare, I'm going to use this ulcer buff. Because she has had a course of ulcer stuff, I sort of was looking for something like a little more longer term that also wasn't so expensive as like the ulcer treatments. They go over the tongue. So this is like an ulcer acid kind of buffer that they can stay on all the time. This is for the mares. This is like a hormonal balancer. It's not obviously a lot more natural and nowhere near as strong as some of the other hormonal treatments that you can give them. And I just didn't love giving those, especially considering I'm not even allowed to touch them. So it just didn't really feel right. And then I also give them all this Clean Culture stuff. That's more for digestion and like gut health and things like that, which obviously, especially we know when we're traveling so much and changing feeds. I'm not huge on like trying every different type of supplement. So I like the Stance feed. I like copper and things like that. I've liked these supplements, and I think that I'm just going to stick with these supplements. I'll probably start getting a few more. I think they've got some oils and stuff that I'll start to feed. They've got a lot of science behind them. So I think I'm definitely going to stick with them, because I don't want to be doing like any more research on like what I should and shouldn't be feeding, because it's just like too much going on in here already. You know what I mean?